Okay, I guess we're just gonna go ahead and dive on in. I just feel like there is no easy way to start this video. By the way, I'm using a totally new device to me, so hopefully you guys can hear me okay. But yeah, I said I was just gonna go for it, and so that's what I'm doing. I am calling this a re-intro video because it's been almost 2 years. I know, it's so ridiculous, I know. For those of you who know who I am, then you already know who I am. But for those of you who do not know who I am, my name is Iana. The channel is Shesmeandher, as you already know by now if you've stumbled across the channel. I am on the Instagram and TikTok platforms. However, I have not posted any content on any platforms in almost 2 years. We'll get to the why in a little bit, but again, calling this a reintroduction video because I thought, considering how long it's been, it's just respectful to go ahead and reintroduce myself. For those of you who know who I am, then you know that my channel primarily covers fashion, or covered fashion since it's been so long. And although I didn't label the channel as a channel that covered leisure fashion, I would say that at the time that the channel was up and going, it primarily covered leisure fashion. So much about me has changed since I've last been on this platform. It's been, like I said, almost 2 years, and I know it's ridiculous, but all I can say is life has continued to life, and it's still lifing. For those of you who know who I am, then you're probably thinking, okay, is there a remodel? What's going on? Things look different. Well, there is no remodel. However, things are definitely different. We are currently in a transitional space in the DMV area due to my husband's work. Primarily between the two of us, we both have family in the D, the M, and the V. As well as NYC. So it just made sense for us to move back. I have aging parents, so I want to spend as much time with them as possible for as long as we have them. I'm sure you all can understand that. For those of you who may not know, we were living in Charlotte. We were in Charlotte for, I want to say, a period of about 6 to 7 years. And prior to moving to Charlotte, we lived in Florida. If up to my husband, we're back in Florida tomorrow. We are back in Florida tomorrow if up to my husband. However, for me, I just think it makes more sense for us to be in this area because most of our family is here. And then, my daughter lives in New York. We always knew we wanted to kind of move and live abroad, but we just weren't sure how long that would be or how permanent that would be. We keep our ears to the ground to try to figure out where our permanent space here will be. We're still not sure as to where that will be just yet. We're still kind of reacclimating. Although we're from here, there's still so much to figure out being back. But yeah, a lot of transition going on. Prior to leaving the DMV, my background was in corporate healthcare. I am back in corporate healthcare. I am back in the office 4 days a week. I'm remote 1 day a week, which, it's bittersweet, but it's going to allow me to provide a different type of content. I started doing fashion and lifestyle consulting as well as coaching. And this started happening towards the end of our time in Charlotte, which I still continue to do some of that now. But with me being back in the office, in the space that I'm in, it's life is just, it's a lot, and my time is stretched extensively. So why am I back? Why now? Why did I leave? We'll start with why I left. I think the why I left. So one of the things that I have had to have a come to Jesus with myself moment about is how I feel about social media. I am not a huge fan of social media. In fact, I really do not like social media. And I know it's a huge oxymoron considering the demands of what having a channel is. But hopefully you guys will help me because I do understand the importance of engagement if I'm looking to transition back into this space. So hopefully that will change and I'll get better with, engaging on all of the other platforms. If you do want to see or hear from me more on those platforms, please comment down below and let me know that, because I'm glad to provide content for you guys. Because that's one of the reasons why I'm back. Had several people ask me, when are you coming back? What's going on with you? And so I get that it makes more sense to want to do the short form content, but I find that on those platforms, I just feel, and maybe it's just me, I feel like the demand for continuous engagement is something that I would have to do. And it's just a commitment that I kind of go back and forth about for so many different reasons. I'm not into necessarily what other people are doing. I know. Anyway, so why now? Why am I back? I am a huge lover of fashion. I am a huge fashion girly. I love all things fashion. I love talking about it. I love wearing it. I love seeing other people in it. Huge fashion girly. I don't know if you guys are familiar or not, but I will literally sit and people watch. They have these like Milan channels that feature people and their outfits and things. I will literally watch that for hours on end if my time permits, just to see what people are wearing. So I absolutely love fashion. It's something that I'm extremely passionate about. What's different about my style? My style is pretty much the same. Not a whole lot about me has changed in that regard. Again, because I'm back in the office, I would say that this is a full circle moment. I'm having to practice what I've preached to a lot of my clients about your closet, your wardrobe reflecting where you are currently at the stage you're at in your life. Prior to moving away to Florida and then Charlotte, I was in the office. So my wardrobe reflected that. And then moving away, I ended up having to purge a lot of that stuff, and I dove more into the leisure stuff. So now it's a full circle moment because I'm having the excuse of being able to shop again for more like in the office type of things. But I do believe in finding the balance between both. So that's what you'll see with regards to my style on the channel. I'm just going to quickly run through today's look. I straightened my hair out about 2 weeks ago. And so this is kind of like the aftermath of that because it's still really warm. So, after blowing it out, it's just, this is why it's pulled back. So for those of you who may be familiar with me, you're probably used to seeing me in curls. I am a natural curly girl. So primarily my hair is usually curly. If I'm not in my own curls, then a lot of times I will do a unit here and there, but on occasion I will also blow dry my hair out, which again is what I did a couple of weeks ago. Okay. So back to the rest of the outfit. The scarf is Dior. I absolutely love the scarf. This has been a great transitional piece. If you know me, then you know how I feel about transitional pieces. I purchased this at the top of summer, and I've gotten so much wear out of it already through the summer. I've worn it on my hair. I've worn it like I'm wearing it now around my neck. I've worn it around my waist. I've carried it, or I've worn it on bags that I carry. It's just been a great piece. I love the colors in it. I feel like the colors have been great for summer, and as you can see, as we transition into fall, I just think the colors make sense for the transition as well, and I'm pretty sure I'll get more wear out of it as we go into the winter. So that's that on the Dior scarf. In addition to the scarf, I just have on this Zara blazer. This is also a fairly new in purchase. I want to say a couple of months ago. So purchased it for summer, but yet again, another transitional piece. I'm huge on transitional pieces. This is, I think, something that I can very easily throw on a turtleneck underneath, a shirt underneath, and still make it work. As you can see, I'm making it work today. It's still quite warm outside. So although I'm embracing fall, it's still kind of like bordering summer temperatures. So, and then I just have on these wide leg denim. The denim, I want to say these are Boohoo. I've had them for quite a while now, but they've served me really well. They're very comfortable, easy to wear with pretty much anything. I love the fit of them. I love how they flow. I've washed them several times and the quality has still been great. And then I just have on some mules. I think mules are fantastic for a seasonal transition. I just think they're great because you can just toss them on, as I've done today. They work well to dress up or down, and I found that I can wear them year round. So how I feel about fashion, I will definitely dive more into those thoughts as the channel progresses. I'm so over frump and a lazy culture or comfort culture, whatever you want to call it. I think there's a time and place for everything. I'm so over people not dressing for the occasion. Again, that's going to be a whole nother conversation that I'm looking forward to cover, but not right now. And I said I would solely give this time to just reintroducing myself. Just a little more about me and my family. I've been married for almost 10 years. Between my husband and I both, we have 2 adult kids, so we are empty nesters, although we've not had kids living with us for quite some time now. My daughter lives in New York. She went to live there as she went there for undergrad, and then she stayed through grad school, which I'm a proud mother of someone who just graduated with her MBA. Yay. But with all of that, I just want to transition into what you can expect from the channel going forward. So much about me has changed, yet so many things about me have stayed the same. So some of what you can expect going forward will include I'm wearing into the office as well as weekends. Although my husband and I are of a particular age, at this big age, a lot of things that I may have been skeptical about purchasing in the past, and I'll just speak for myself, but buyer's guilt was real on my end when it came to spending. I think having a daughter that I was supporting who was away in college, I was always mindful of the expenses of that, so would feel guilty a lot of times, like overspending on myself Well, it's a new day. Now that she's done, I just feel some relief with that. And then in addition to that, I'm allowing myself more grace as I enter into this next chapter of life, to just buy and partake in more of the things. I'm still going to be a sensible shopper because I always have been, and I don't think that much about that with regards to me will change. I am huge on quality, as I've always been, but I don't think you have to overspend to get quality. Giving myself more grace to kind of lean more into luxury purchases. So looking forward to sharing those things with you. I get asked a lot about my skin, for the age that I'm at. You know, how do you get your skin looking the way it looks? How do you stay so youthful looking, so vibrant? First of all, I believe in protecting my peace. That's first and foremost. Second of all, or actually first of all, at the center of my life, I have extreme Christian values. However, there is balance with that because we still do all of the things. We like to hang out, have fun. And however, I protect my peace at any cost, which I think is great with regards to preservation. And the other part of that is just the products that I use. And I'm glad to share some of that with you guys. Some of the products that I'm using on my skin, that would be the skincare, the makeup, even the hair care. As we're getting older, our skin, our hair, and all of the things are aging with us. And so I think it's important that we are a lot more wise as to the purchases we make. And of course, it's not a one-size-fits-all thing, but I do think it's important that we're all mindful of that, right? So I'll definitely be diving into more of those kind of things on the channel. I want to have more topics about just women empowerment. That's definitely something that's true and dear to my heart. I'm always going to be a person who roots for uplifting other women. And so I'm praying that God will allow me to find my tribe here with that. Is making new friends at any age a thing? That's another conversation I would love to have. I don't know. I kind of go back and forth about that. Like, do you just... are the friends you have forever? And I mean, you know, they say friends are for reason, season, or lifetime. But I'm interested in knowing the thoughts from you guys as to what you feel about friendships and, you know, making new friends at different ages in life and what that looks like. So much that I'll be covering, I think, differently on the channel, or at least hopefully. I do have to respect the boundaries of my husband and my daughter. They're both very private people. In fact, we're all private people. But with me doing a channel, I know that I have to open up a little bit more and be a lot more transparent about some things, not all things, but some things. So I look forward to leaning more into that, like, you know, our travels, things that I'm shopping, where I'm shopping. With my husband's work, it's a lot more demanding. So it kind of leaves me with a little more time to myself in the midst of my time being stretched. And with that, I think it's important as a woman to date yourself. Date yourself. So I'm looking forward to sharing things that I do on my downtime to keep things vibrant and juicy, because I feel like she's still juicy. And I don't mean that in a derogatory way, but just to say that, you know, things are still very vibrant. I'm still very youthful. My husband and I, we still love doing a lot of the things. And so I want to explore that a little more. So looking forward to talking more about that. Mental health, the importance of mental health, how we're caring for ourselves, the things we're doing to make sure that our mental health is intact, because it's very important. And especially in this day and age with so much craziness going on, what are we doing to take care of ourselves? Most of us are often caregivers to so many people. And a lot of times we push ourselves to the side and we're like last on the list. So just making sure we're doing the things to care for ourselves, the wellness on the inside and out. We want to keep it cute, right, and fashionable, but what good is it if the inside is busted? So definitely want to dive more into topics relative to that. Spa treatments that I'm into, these days because I have been doing the spa treatments. No, like, I've not had any work done or anything crazy like that, but I'm still not going to the hair salon to get my hair done. I have a whole nother philosophy on how I feel about that. I just think it's a time warp, but we can have a totally different conversation about that. I just feel like for what I like to do to my hair, I'm able to do that and get the results that I want at home. Glad to share those things with you guys as well. The products that I'm using as a natural hair care person who also goes straight from time to time. Thinking about changing the name to the channel. What do we think about that? Would love to hear your thoughts. Comment down below. I just feel like with, the reintroduction, and because things have changed quite a bit, I kind of want to switch things up a bit. But if we feel like the name kind of, is significant to who I am and the channel, and you guys are okay with that, I'm glad to stay here and not make any changes. Please let me know what you think about that. Can we just quickly touch on content creation and the demands of it, how much work goes into it, the time, the efforts, the intelligence? Can we talk about that? I kind of want to dive into that because as I'm looking to transition back in, I'm not sure what the cadence or rhythm of the content that I post will be. As much as I love fashion and all of the things that I just mentioned, and I want to share those things with you, it just needs to make sense. So hopefully, prayerfully, it makes sense for me enough to be able to carve out the time to do it for you guys, because I do want to do it more. And hold me accountable on the other platforms. Like I said, please comment down below if you want to see more of that type of content from me. I'm glad to share it with you if you want to see it, but it just needs to make sense. So many other things that I'm so looking forward to touching on with you guys. I'm so excited to be back. I was so nervous about what this would be like. And look at me, I've just kind of started rambling, and hopefully I've not rambled too much. Would love to hear from you as to what you would like my first video to be after this one. It's so interesting because as much as I'm not a huge social media person, I do not have a problem with being in front of the camera on YouTube. So I'm glad to do videos here. I know that sounds weird, but it's true. I feel like I can better manage it. I just think the demands are a little different. Comment down below if that makes sense. I hope it does. Let me know what you want to see from me, whether you want me to talk about trends or the trends that I'm into right now or that I'll be into as we're transitioning into the fall season. Do you want me to share or do a what's new in my wardrobe? Shall I do a Zara haul? I have still been shopping the things with regards to Zara a lot. I actually have a haul that I could share with you guys because I did purchase quite a few things over the last few weeks that I've still not worn yet. I mentioned Zara because Zara really is that girl. Living in Charlotte, they did not have a Zara there. So all of the purchases that I would make from Zara had to be online. And interestingly, although I am an online shopper primarily, I love being here and being able to physically go into the Zara stores and because what I'll do is I'll order online and then I'll go and pick up in the stores, which also affords me the ability to just kind of poke around and see what they have. So I'm looking forward to even sharing with you guys like the things that I'm seeing in this area and the different Zara stores that I may frequent. I'm glad to do a Zara haul if that's what you would like from me. I've also picked up a few things from ASOS that I've still yet to wear. But then I've also brought in a few luxury pieces. Not many, but just a few. Glad to share those as well. Let me know what you want to hear from me next. Looking forward to seeing that down in the comments. Hopefully you guys haven't been throwing tomatoes at me the whole entire time. If you're new here, I would love to have you be a part of this community. Please hit that subscribe button and notification bell For those of you who have been rooting for me to come back, thank you so much for your prayers. I'm back. I am back, and I'm looking forward to being in front of you guys more. Thank you so much for rocking with me. I'm so excited about this new part of my journey. This actually feels good. I was afraid initially. I don't know what I was thinking, but wasn't sure what to expect. Standing in front of you guys right now, but this feels good. And so I'm looking forward to more of this. And thank you all so much for watching. Until next time, take care of yourselves. Bye.